Seriously, who's blowing up my phone? Oh, yeah. Powerball.
Big news. Powerball now draws 3 days a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Play now. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Spring it on with 40 to 70% off almost everything at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Matching styles for the family are on sale too. Shop it all through April 12th.
This is Donald Parham of the LA Chargers, and you're listening to Chargers Unleashed, part of the LAFB Network. Stay jiggy.
Here are your hosts, Dan Wolkenstein and Jake Hefner.
Welcome to another edition of Chargers Unleashed. Jake Hefner and Dan Wolkenstein here with you from the LAFB Network. Guys, if you're tuning into this show, this is a part 2, a special edition of what Dan decided to compile as the best moments for Chargers Unleashed under the 2021 year in review. If you haven't already listened to part 1, go ahead and go back and listen to that. This is basically just a testament to show you how many moments there were, the fact that Dan Hackney actually put these in 2 separate episodes. So again, big credit to Dan here for compiling all of these special moments. Again, continuation. This is part 2. Hope you guys enjoy it. 2021 Chargers Unleashed year in review. Please welcome Trevor Sikkema to the show. Who would be the realistic home run pick for the Chargers at 13?
Oh man, what a great question. What a great question. Okay, so I think it would still be Slater. I think just because of the versatility that he gives you, if you have faith that you have a better left tackle than you do an interior offensive lineman, you can play him on the inside if you wanted to. If you think that you have a better interior offensive lineman, which is easier to get, then you have a left tackle, then you could play Slater out at left tackle. And I really think he's the perfect pick for him.
Rashawn joins us on Chargers Unleashed.
You know, I've paid for a couple of meals out here, but I haven't had to write any essays or anything like that. So, you know, hopefully the vets aren't watching this and getting any ideas. No.
Okay, good luck with that. As arguably the top offensive lineman in this draft, it seems like you landed with a group that has far more experience than most top tackles go in the draft. What have you learned so far in this short period of time with the group that maybe you probably wouldn't have been able to get if you were taken somewhere else?
First of all, when I saw who I was going to, I already knew going into the draft the Chargers had a big offseason with the O-line. So I was looking forward to being around those guys. You know, the way Corey is, for example, in the O-line room, that guy's a genius. Like, he knows football inside and out. You can tell he's been playing it for a long time. And so, like, the level of mental, you know, the way they talk is just like, wow, like, I got a long way to go as far as just, like, understanding the game and, like, reading defenses. Like, those guys are really geniuses. And so I love it. I mean, it's just exposing to me more and more stuff.
What lessons have you learned from your dad, either on or off the field, that may have helped you the most during your journey to the NFL?
He's been amazing because ever since I was a little kid, I never watched him play basketball. He had retired by the time I was, like, you know, when I was 2 years old. So I don't remember any of it. But, you know, he's always, like, dragged me into his computer and made me, like, watch his tapes and, like, stuff like that. So I kind of – and then, like, growing up, I didn't know why he was doing it, but he'd always pull me aside and just, like, go on these long kind of speeches about what it means to be a professional and, you know, like, how he was able to get there. And so at the time, you know, I was like, Dad, I'm just trying to play video games right now. Like, what are you talking about? But, like, you know, I'm still listening, though. And I'm really kind of starting to see, like, he's been telling me these things for years. And now I have, you know, other guys telling me the same stuff. I'm like, well, this is my first time hearing that. And I think subconsciously, you know, even if I was more worried about, you know, like, beating the level in Mario or whatever, like, that was really, like, kind of shaping who I am and how I kind of see things. So it's been really helpful.
Like, what is your mindset going into a play? How do you diagnose a defense? How do you attack it? Like, what are the things you look for?
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I was just talking to Frank about this morning. But basically, you know, I want to see the defense and I have certain things I'm looking for. But at the same time, I'm not going to be, you know, what is it, paralysis by analysis? Like, I'm not trying to read, like, you know, is this guy, like, here? Like, I don't look at it too closely. But at the same time, like, there are certain indications you can get. So as I approach the line of scrimmage, like, I'm trying to see what personnel is in as they line up, what kind of stances are they in? Are they giving anything away? And then maybe, like, okay, is the nickel stacked by by a safety. So like minor stuff like that can just give me some indication of what might be coming. But at the same time, really just thinking about my assignment and my technique. That way I can just go fast. When I saw the schedule, I was really excited. Not only, I mean, this is the NFL now. Like Chase Young's a great player, obviously, but what is it? Trace Young, Frank Clark, Myles Garrett. Like every single week, you've just got a complete stud, and so that part of it's exciting to me, and I'm excited for that challenge.
We've all heard about Justin's victory brisket. What is Rashawn Slater's victory meal of choice?
Victory meal pizza. It's probably the least nutritious thing you could ever eat after a game, and like our nutritionist would not be happy to hear that, but I love pizza. Like pepperoni, maybe some jalapeno. If I'm making the pizza for myself, it's just gonna be pretty simple. But if I go to a restaurant, I like Detroit style pizza. So like where the sauce is on top, it's like a cheese all the way to the edge. Like it's amazing.
Which state's cuisine are you picking, Texas or California?
I'm gonna have to go with California. Only because okay, well, I was in Houston, right? And for me, I'm not like a huge barbecue guy. Like as crazy as that sounds, I just have to be in a really specific mood to eat barbecue. But here, there's so much diversity.
Now, let's go back to draft night or close after. Who was the first Chargers player to call you after you were drafted?
It was Justin. Like even before I got interviews, I looked at my phone. It was really funny. I was after I got picked. There's like before you say hi to your family again, like you celebrate, you take a picture together, and then like you talk to the media for a couple hours. And I was like in between doing stuff, and I looked at my phone. And it's like, hey, Rashawn, this is Justin Herbert. I'm the quarterback for the Chargers. I was like, I know who you are. Like, you don't have to say all that, but yeah, it was Justin. It was funny.
Best hair on the team.
Best hair on the team. Probably. Sheesh. I mean, obviously Justin's going to be the easiest choice, but I'm trying to think of someone a little more unknown. Brendan Hymas, the other rookie O lineman, from Nebraska. He's got some good hair. Orange hair, really full head of hair. So he's a sleeper for sure.
Kyzir Fackrell. What was it about the Chargers team and this defense that was so intriguing for you to sign with this team this offseason?
A lot of it, honestly, was I had a great conversation with Coach Staley, and he knows me a little bit from having coached in Chicago, and I was in Green Bay, so he knows of me from kind of that connection, and just kind of hearing him talk about the scheme and the defense. I think we both kind of felt like it would be a really great fit.
First round selection, Rashawn Slater. What has it been to go up against him consistently and practice on a weekly basis?
It's honestly been impressive. He has done unbelievably well. I think I like to think that we have some pretty good edge rushers in our edge group, and I think he's done really well. He has great feet, technique wise. It's hard to kind of get him panicking and running one way or the other. He's very solid. He has a good anchor when you try to power him. So I think big things are ahead for Rashawn.
I love pizza.
And I'm sure you've heard about the struggles with this team that it's had historically when it comes to special teams in the past. But what specifically do you think that the team needs to change or to do right now?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, there are a lot of coaches, teams that I think that kind of special teams is like a second tier thing. It's kind of an afterthought. And that hasn't been the case here. And I think that's kind of the first step is that, from the top down, the head man all the way down to, to the players, that they take it seriously, that it's something that's very important. We know, the talent and the ability that we have offensively and defensively, and, special teams needs to be something that can propel us to wins and not something that holds us back.
For me, special teams is always just going to want to. It's guys embracing their role, and it's a sad thing because it's the third element of the football game when you look at offense, defense, and the kicking game. But some guys, it's almost like they want to shrug it off like it's not that important, or you're less than because you're not starting on offense or defense. But, for me as a fourth-round pick, and I barely made it in the fourth round. I mean, they had to get to the compensatory picks for me to get in there. I knew like I would make my name on special teams, and it was similar at Notre Dame. I was a 3-star recruit, And so I wasn't just going to come in and be given a starting role on defense. And so when I look at how we played last year, we had a lot of guys because of injuries rotating in, new guys. So there's obviously an element of communication and experience that's missing. But I think it just boils down to guys loving and embracing their role.
How would you define the makeup and identity of the edge group specifically?
I think we have a lot of talent on the edge, and I think we can make a lot of things happen. And I think a great thing about just the mentality of Coach Staley and Giff and Jay is that they're going to let us be free. You know, we still are learning each other as far as being able to play off each other naturally while rushing with, you know, certain inside guys. But I think they really have set it up to where we can go inside or outside, and then there are kind of specified times when the inside guy can go inside or outside, and we're playing off of them. And so yeah, I think it's going to be really organized, and guys are going to have a clear idea of what they can do as far as where they can take their moves and pass rush lanes. And it's going to be a lot of fun once we kind of get a good feel for each other and the bullets start flying.
Funniest teammate since joining the Chargers team? Who's your funniest teammate?
Funniest teammate. I think I'm going to say Joey. Joey, he's a little bit, it's like sarcastic, kind of dry humor, but that's kind of my style of humor. So Joey is hilarious to me. But just dry sarcasm, just kind of across the board is kind of the vibe that I get from Joey.
And don't even get Jake started. I have yet to finish the Marvel Phase 1, 2, and 3, and I'm way behind on those. I know.
Have you seen Infinity War and Endgame?
No. And everyone.
If you really want to be upset right now, Kyler.
Oh no!
Going through it, it came up to the point where Dan had to watch The Winter Soldier. It took Dan 4 times just to finish Winter Soldier. He would send me text messages of the TV and then watching. He's like, okay, hey, great. And I talked to him later in the day. He's like, so what'd you think of it? I didn't finish it. Like, what are you talking about, dude? How did you not finish it 3 times and it took you 4 times to finish the movie?
Look, there's a lot of movies. I just finished Guardians of the Galaxy, so I'm on my way. But yeah, I got a long way to go.
There's like 22 movies or something in the whole thing. So I mean, it is a lot.
Hall of Fame quarterback, legendary broadcaster, University of Oregon alum, and arguably the greatest quarterback for Chargers and the greatest Charger of all time, Mr. Dan Fouts has been gracious enough to sit down with us. What is your assessment of head coach Brandon Staley? He's new to a lot of Chargers fans.
When he got the job, he impressed me because he gave me a phone call. And we chatted for a while, and we talked about, obviously, Justin. I know that Justin's take on coach is an interesting one because he knows that Staley played quarterback in college, but now he's a defensive coach, having been a defensive coordinator and playing and coaching on that side of the ball. So what Justin said, I thought was pretty smart because it said that, you know, he knows what it means to play quarterback, but he also knows what it means to defend a quarterback. The mindset of a quarterback has always got to be make the defense defend the field. And that's what Coryell really taught all of us. Attack, the width of the field, the length of the field, make the defense cover every square inch.
I'm a little speechless as I'm still processing all that we've talked about. Thank you so much for taking the time today. It really does mean a lot to Jake and me.
Yes, it does.
Dan, you'll get over it.
If you say so. Beat Alabama to win the national championship while at Clemson, putting DBs on posters throughout his career, absolutely setting the field on fire this year, going absolutely ballistic for the Chargers. Mr. Holada, Mr. Born Ready, Mike Williams is kind enough to join us on Chargers Unleashed. Mike, welcome to the show. Thoughts around how Coach Staley and Lombardi approached you about your position in this new offensive scheme?
Well, yeah, the first time I got to talk to them, they just kind of told me that they was going to flip the script. That was the main thing they said. I haven't swung a bat since probably seriously since high school though. So I would have to really start working back on it to get
I think
serious.
we have an idea. I think you need to talk to the team and have do a segment where all of you guys go to the batting cages and just record.
Oh yeah. I got a bet with my coach and Keenan. They said if I get 10 pitches from a major league pitcher that I can't hit one. So that's like a bet right now. So
who are you getting?
After the season, we're gonna do that.
Okay. Yes, sir. I'm betting over. I'm betting over for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit at least one ball. One ball out of 10.
You can do it. You can do it.
No,
all right. Let's call someone out. Favorite defender to go up against in the NFL?
Ooh, I don't know. I like playing against dudes I went to college with. I feel like it's kind of like trash talking, but we know each other, so it's like funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's trash talking, but you're slapping the better.
It ain't like serious trash talk to where I'm gonna fight you after the game. It's just like trash talk. Like we was kind of doing it since college. But yeah, I played against J-Ron Curse this year. He from on the Cowboys, and we was kind of just having fun out there, laughing, playing, kind of talking trash back to each other. But
what kind of trash? What kind of trash are you talking? Like, are we talking like Joey Bosa type trash? Are we talking like Keenan trash? Like, what's your trash talking forte like?
I don't know. I feel like what's Joey Bosa type talking trash? Keenan nasty with it. So I wouldn't say I talk like Keenan. I don't know. It's kind of like having fun, like talking trash to your little brother or like your big brother or something like that. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was trapping. Give us the lowdown on that. What's that about?
Hey, it was my homie kind of started this, and I felt like I was grinding in the off season, putting in the work, and that's kind of what it means. I was putting in the work, it's paying off. Everybody realizing it, so yeah. Sorry,
love it. Favorite moment as a Los Angeles Charger so far in your career?
That's tough. I don't know. I got a lot of favorite moments. Playing at Kansas City. I love playing there. I don't know why. I feel like the energy there, they fans are very loud. It reminds me of like a college game. And I don't know. I just feel like the energy there just pumps you up to you go out there and have fun. But yeah, I like playing in Arrowhead. It's lit. Yeah, I had some pretty good games there.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I'm sure they love seeing you there too, right?
I don't know why it happened like that, but it always happened like that. Nothing against them. But yeah, I feel like a lot of my good moments came over there.
Can't wait to see you ball out every day, and let's get you back to this team for long term, huh? Let's keep you.
Yeah, for sure. We can see if we can make that happen.
From the Macungie Borough of Pennsylvania, former West Virginia Mountaineers safety, since transferred to linebacker when he was drafted by your Los Angeles Chargers. He wears the number 44 on the field, but the swag check is up to 100 right now, as he has arguably had the most impressive training camp and preseason of any Chargers player this year. A legitimate breakout candidate.
Talking with Kyzir White here on Chargers Unleashed. Now, Kyzir, you're entering year 4 with the Chargers, and so many people have talked about how different this year feels for this Chargers team. What are some of the tangible differences that you see with this year's team under this coaching regime as opposed to years past?
I think Coach Staley, man, he just has like a real good plan in place for us, man. He sets us up to be successful. I feel like all the players are buying in. When he speaks, we listen. I just feel like he got a good thing going, and we just following his lead, man, and taking it day by day, because we know we have something special here. But we're good as potential. We don't go out there and show what we about, man. So I just feel like it's something different, man. I feel like we're gonna have a real good year this year.
You played a bunch of positions, and you went from safety, and now you're playing linebacker. But you played corner, wide receiver. When did you know that you were going to be on the defensive side of the ball?
So, man, what's crazy was my whole life I thought I would be a running back because I was always the smallest on my team. I was always the quickest and fastest. I was real small. Then I started hitting the growth spurt in high school. And I'm like, dang, like this is kind of weird. I'm not used to being this tall. So I had to transform. People go through that little awkward stage where you got to learn how to move with your body. And, you see that all the time. So that's when I transitioned from running back to receiver. I feel like I was a pretty good receiver, man. I definitely did, especially with my brother Kev and Karan playing receiver. Receiver a little more flashy. You get the attention, score touchdowns. I'm like, I think I want to play receiver, but I was snapping my junior and senior year at corner. I'm talking pick sixes. I mean, I'm locking down the best receivers in the valley I was in. So I'm like, I like receiver, but I feel like defense was just always most natural for me. And then I knew I was going to start getting my weight up a little bit. So I'm like, dang, corner might not be it. I'm the scale. I'm saying 205, 210 as a freshman. I'm like, might be a box safety, you know? So I kind of knew, like, yeah, defense going to be it for me.
Wearing the single digit on defense, K9 Kenneth Murray joins Chargers Unleashed. Kenneth, welcome to the show. How you doing, man? Recently, Brandon Staley had a press conference, and he talked about this idea of being programmed for the defenders to kind of see more versus seeing less in schemes or in years past, and like expanding what individual players are responsible for diagnosing on defense. Like tactically, like what does that mean for you and like the rest of the defense? Like what does that mean for you guys like on the field by having to kind of be programmed to see more versus less?
You know, them putting more on our plates, you know, a lot of times, you know, within our scheme, depending on certain formations, we check you know, different calls. So, you know, the call may come in and there may be 3 different play calls. And, you know, one call is designed for whatever formation that they're in at the time. So, you know, if they line up in this formation, we run this. If they line up in this formation, we run this. If they line up in this different formation, we run this.
Whoa.
So, you know, you have to be able to think through a lot and process through a lot with a little bit of time and go out there and play ball. So, it's definitely, I think that's definitely what he means by it. It's definitely something that can, you know, help us get in the right call. Because a lot of times, you know, offenses are trying to motion and do different things to get us, you know, out of whack. So it's definitely something that can be a weapon for us.
We are number 89 of your Los Angeles Chargers. Donald Parham, what was kind of the thing that you have put in most during this offseason or during training camp that you were kind of frustrated about that you wanted to kind of fix moving forward?
My overall speed, just the level of speed I played the game, making sure that, you know, my first couple steps are always just, you know, it's fast with intent, and just making sure that I was playing just overall faster, you know, like trying to catch up to the speed of the game and then exceed the speed of the game, you know, just making sure that I was just faster all around, blocking and route running.
Going from the practice squad in the NFL, then over to XFL, and now like playing live games, like is the speed like that different?
It really is, and you don't really notice it until you start playing in it, and so it's just like it's like a wake up call. If you're a little step slow, you'll definitely see it. So that was just my main focal point for this past off season.
What are your impressions of kind of Joe Lombardi and his offense and scheme so far? Like, what have you seen in terms of changes, maybe to like the tight end role or your role specifically? Now they got the new coaching staff and new scheme.
Yeah, he's definitely schemed us into the, you know, offense like as a main focal point. In terms of pass game, he's making sure that, you know, we have the idea in ourselves that, you know, we're going to make some plays and we're going to get open. We have to get open, use physicality, speed, all that, and making sure that, you know, we're always coming to work every day and making sure that we have a plan in our minds that we're going to get better and that we are like the backbone for our system right now, you know, and Joe Lombardi's, his system is like really picking the defense apart. And that's really fun, honestly, as a tight end. You know, you get to get in those voids and, you know, catch passes all the time. So it's a really fun system for us. Yeah, we have a lot more access to, you know, different routes. It felt like we were kind of limited last year in terms of, you know, how far down the field we were going to be, you know, making plays. But this year, for sure, he's you know, opening us up and making sure that we're, you know, available down the field, you know, 5 yards up the field, you know, everywhere. So definitely going to be fun this year.
It seems as though, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems as though this team overall is having way more fun this year than, let's just call it, past years. Yeah, why or how is a team like having so much more fun with Staley or with the entire group? Like, what is some of the reasons for that?
Coach Staley just brings so much energy to our team, and especially having the guys that were hurt last year and having them come back, bring their energy and leadership. It's just like we just feel like a well-oiled machine, and so we just have fun every day. We feel like we can bounce energies off of each other and making sure that we're making each other better, and so it's just overall fun to see like the possibilities that we have this year.
I know Justin Herbert loves the fact that you are this tall and such a mismatch and you can kind of haul it from anywhere. There's been talk about kind of your chemistry getting better and better with Justin Herbert. What is it like playing with Justin Herbert? What have you seen from him kind of progressing year to year? And just kind of talk to us about your relationship with him.
It's definitely an exciting relationship because you can see the trust in when he, throws me the ball, like he trusts me to make the play. And I appreciate that from him. And, it's really been exciting to just see him play overall because, he's making some throws that's just like, there's no way that should have been made, but he makes them. And, so it's just a really exciting person to play with. And, he's growing every day as a leader. You love his energy and, he comes to work every day, ready to work. He puts his best foot forward. So it's just really exciting.
What's your life like outside of football? Like, what are you into? What kind of food? Like, what's your day in the life of an off day for you? Like, what are you doing?
Well, I'm a big video game guy. So anytime I can get on the game, I'm on Warzone, just regular Call of Duty multiplayer, 2K, Apex. I'm into Apex right now. And I really just, like, for food-wise, I'm big on barbecue. I love barbecue. From the down south, man. I'm just a big barbecue guy.
Worst food?
Sushi.
You don't like sushi?
No shot. I can't do it.
Taco or burrito?
Tacos. Come on. You know me.
Ooh. I'm going burrito.
Yeah,
Jake, what are you?
I know some great taco spots. My man Tacos Los Gordos. He's in Santa Ana, makes the best tacos. If you guys ever looking for some tacos, hit that guy up. Man.
Shout out.
Yeah.
If you could sit down with someone, celebrity or athlete, for one dinner, who would it be and why?
Kobe, because I feel like he's just such an inspiration, and his work ethic is just like permeable. Like you can just feel it off of them. It radiates off of him, and I just feel like it would have been a great honor to just sit down and talk ball, talk strategy, just talk life in general, and just get his overall sense of how he portrays himself as well as how he approaches his work. It's at JiggyDD _89 JIGGY _89.
And okay, tell the people where the name come from.
It's just like a fan of A$AP Rocky. You just kind of pick it up. It's just like a big thing he does. Is just being jiggy, just feeling good, looking good. Just overall, just feeling yourself. Got to.
Dude, I'm looking bull BS. I have not been on here for a long time. I wasn't even on here as Chargers Unleashed. It's been a while. So I don't think I've been on here with Staley being here as the as the head coach. So there you go. I mean, you guys have had Tranquill on, Rashawn Slater. So obviously I'm not as important anymore.
Okay, so maybe to be more
burn your
specific.
house down. You lose some weight, Father Pat?
Yes. Yes, I did. Corn dogs, Jackie.
Exactly.
Corn dogs.
I had a slip and slide incident over the weekend through my brother WWE style. I was running on the slip and slide. I slipped, fell, and hit myself.
Do you want to take us home or do you want Jake to take us home?
I think Jake should circle back and take us home. Unless you have something else for me, Jake. Do you have any other questions? Any other concerns?
No, sir. I'm good. All I know now is that's not going away anytime soon.
The way you guys schedule your friends, I might not be back until the season's over. So,
that's a burn. That's a burn.
Fernando, where can everybody find you on social media?
Everyone can circle back on Twitter and go and find me on @RealLFRamirez and on Instagram. And if you want to circle back to si.com/Chargers, you'll find my articles. I've been a little lazy this week, but I'll definitely be throwing some more stuff out there. Got to talk to some of the assistant coaches and everything. So, so I definitely will be doing some of that stuff coming up. And I appreciate you guys having me on. It's always fun. I love talking corn dogs. It's always fun. And it's always interesting when the three of us get together.
Now we're talking about, dudes building snowmans together.
Okay, you just had to bring up another weird thing, didn't you, Jake? You should have just.
That one's not going to go away, dude. That was just like that. I should have done that. Well, Dan, that wraps it up. The 2021 Chargers Unleashed year in review. Again, instead of having one full episode of Dan compiling nearly an hour of footage of everything that we had, he decided to split it up into two parts. But just an amazing recap of how far we've come and what 2021 has brought to us. We're very much looking forward to 2022. Thank you guys so much for taking this ride with us. Dan and I really appreciate every single moment of it, both guests, fans, and colleagues alike. That we can give a lot of thanks to you for this. So, Dan, again, special thanks to you for compiling both of these episodes. These have been nothing short of fantastic. Really appreciate it. I'm ready for 2022. Let's go.
Let's make it happen. Let's get this win on Sunday first, but that's also going to happen in 2022.
So, well,
hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. We're not there yet. We'll talk about that soon.
Cross your fingers, man. Again, we talked about it earlier this week.
We're still in happy fields. We're still feeling
money.
happy.
Who do you trust? I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, but no. Thank you, Jake. Love you, buddy. This has been a crazy ride. It's been unreal to think where we started, where we're at, and to think this is just the beginning, brick by brick. 2022 is going to be incredible. But yes, again, thank you to everyone. Thanks to Ryan. Thanks to everyone at LAFB Network. Thanks to all the Chargers, Bolt fam, everyone out there, all the special guests, everyone from beat writers to players, to everyone in organizations, to friends and family out everywhere that's supported us all year. We would not be able to do any of this without all of you. So thank you. Happy New Year. Enjoy the time with your family. And we will talk to you in 2022 when we are getting crazy with some more craziness with Chargers Unleashed. Until then, for Jake Hefner, you can find him at Jake T. Hefner on Twitter. Myself at Chargers Homer. Again, you can find us anywhere you get your podcasts, as well as YouTube, where you can hit the bell notifications and subscribe. Have a great rest of the new year. Have a great rest of the year. Enjoy the new year, and Happy New Year to everyone. Chargers Unleashed. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Seriously, who's blowing up my phone? Oh, yeah. Powerball.
Big news. Powerball now draws 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Play now. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.
Seriously, who's blowing up my phone? Oh, yeah. Powerball.
Big news. Powerball now draws 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Play now. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 years or older to purchase player claim.